Hello guys, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? And if you're new to my channel, please I would love you to subscribe so you can get notified when I post anything new or whenever I drop any new video. And if you have been following me from the beginning and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can get notified too when I post something new. Up until now, we have this blank space here. We have this blank space that is not displaying anything useful, and this blank space is for our image, and we have not been adding image since. So in this video I'll be showing you guys how to add image. So now we'll be able to add some beautiful images here of maybe of cars, since we're using category of cars, maybe cars, and which other category do we have? I think sports, or anything car related and sports related. So how can we add images to this our blog? So let's go straight to our models.py. So in our models.py, we need to create something called image. We're going to say models.image field. This time around, image field. As you can see, I've been using char field, foreign key, datetime field. This time around, since we're adding image, we're going to call this image field. So here we're going to say not true blank true, and this not true blank true, just like the Django default. Just like a default. In case if you don't want to add an image or you don't have an image to add, you can say not true blank true. But in our case, I would love to have a default. Maybe if a user doesn't upload any image, I want a default image to appear instead once they create a post. So how can we do that? I will come up here by saying from the Django template tags, let's say template tags static import static. So from the Django.template tag static import static. So why am I using static? I think I mentioned that in my first video, because I was telling you guys that static file, that is where we have our CSS, our JavaScript, and our images. So but let's continue. I'll explain better. So now we have our image, and we'll give it image field. So down here I need to pass in that default, so we can have a default image if the user decides not to add an image. So we can start by saying def image underscore URL. We're going to pass in self. So right now we're going to say if self.image then return self.image.url. else there is no image, else we don't have any image, maybe the user didn't provide any image. So we can now return static. So we're going to say images then slash I think right here I want to pass in some image from my folder. I want to grab some image here. I think I want to copy this image, so I can just say copy, look for my static. This is my static CSS images. I think I just want to paste this right here. So I'll just copy this and paste it right here, and that's all I need to do. So why am I using static? In the first video I was telling you, like I was saying, static file, that's where we have our CSS, our JavaScript, and our images. So why am I using static? Like I told you guys, in our static file, that's where we have our CSS, our JavaScript, and our image. That's where we save all the images we are going to make use of. That's where we save images in our project, in our this our image directory, and it's always in our static file. That's where we used to do that. As I can remember, in the beginning of this video, I did something here. The Django sees images as media. The Django sees where all our images are saved as media, because we need to have somewhere that will save images, because every single image you're going to be making use of in this project is going to be saved somewhere. We need to find somewhere we will save it. That's when we created this static file, and inside the static file there's an image folder there, and the Django sees image as media. That's why we created this media URL when we created our static URL. This image, this media URL, and I told the Django my media URL is images, which is this image. Now I'm not telling the Django how this os.part.join is basically how it is created. So I'm now basically telling the Django that go to my static file. In my static file, you are going to find images. Those are where all my image will be saved in this project. So I think I did this setting in the first video. So now that's all we have to this. So right here I was basically saying if the user has an image, that if the user has an image, that's self.image, then return self.image.url, that should return the image URL. If there's no image, else that's go to my static file, go to my images, then that image that I just copied and pasted, which is this one, use that image as my default. That's basically what I did here. So now we have this, so we need to do the basic that we always do. We need to make our migration and migrate, but before we make our migration, we can't just migrate, because now we have an image field, and in the Django, if you want to make use of an image field, you need to pip install pillow like this. You need to pip install pillow. If you don't do this, I think I've done this already. If I install it, you tell me requirement or recertify, because I did this way back. Yeah, requirement already certified. I've already installed pillow. So you need to install pillow, because now you are making use of image field. This pillow is just basically pillow is just like an image library, where so you need to pip install that. I've done that already. That's why I told me requirement to certify. So once you pip install pillow, so you can now do your python manage.py make migration. So now let's say python manage.py migrate. Okay, now we have it. So let's just run our server real quick. So now we have made our migration and it's all running. So in our models, I think this is all we have to do for our models. Now we have our pillow and we have our image. So next up, we need to, because here in our add post, this is where I want to be adding the images. When I'm creating a post, I want to have a title, a category, then I can now add the image that I want, then I'll write anything I want, then I'll post it. So we need to go to our add posts. I think that will be right here. So add post.html, and you can see in our add post, this is a form of method, and we get this as form.asp. This doesn't allow us to add image. We can't add image in this form. This doesn't give us the access to add image. You can only like type things down, but we can't add image. So how can we tell this is our form? Please give us permission to add image. So the only way we can do that is by saying eng type. So here will be multipart / form data. So this all we need to do. This eng type will now pass multipart / form data. So this will enable us to add image, because if not, we won't be able to add image. It won't allow us to add any image at all. Even though we go to our forms.py, give the image field, it won't still permit us to do that. So this will enable us to add image in our forms now. So now let's come back here. Even though I refresh here, it won't display. it won't display, because in our forms.py here, when we are creating our forms, we made use of this post form. That was in our view where we're adding our, let's go straight to our add post. This was the form that we're using, post form, and our post form, we don't have image, and we just added that image in our models. We just added the image here in our model, so we need to go to this form and pass in that image. So where do we want that image to be? I think I want it to be right here. So now we can say image. I think I need to do the same thing for updates, in case if we want to update our image. Let's pass in image right here. So now I've added this image in our forms.py. So let's try to refresh. Now we can see now we have image, choose file. That means now we can now add image to our form now. So now let's try creating a post and add image. So let's use let's call cars, title of cars, category of cars. Let me choose an image here. Okay, now it's giving me permission to pick an image. I think I have some image saved down already, so let me pick this one. As you can see, now we have an image here, and this image will be saved in our media. Like I told you, the Django sees images as media. It will save this image in that media, and I told it to go to images. That's go to static file, look for images and save this image there. So let's try creating a post here. I think I want to go back to my Lorem Ipsum. So here my Lorem Ipsum, I think I want 4 paragraph, no 4. So I think I'll just copy this and I'll pass that here. I think this is okay, and now we can post this. Now here we have it, and we now created a new post of cars, category of cars, and we added an image of cars here, but it's not displaying. Why? Because we have not done anything in our home.html. We have not told our home.html to pass our image here. So how can we do that? Just go straight to your home.html, which is right here. I think I have that image icon somewhere here. Okay, this is it. So this is how we can pass that image right here. We can just easily do like this. I'm going to say post dot image. So we are going to now pass the URL of where the image is. So that's post.image.url, where the image is. So now we have this. So let's try to refresh and see our image, and we have error. Okay, we're having this error because we didn't pass in any defaults. As you can remember, some of our posts, some of the article that we posted earlier on don't have any image. Like most of our articles don't have an image, and that was why I did this earlier on. That's why I created this, and I told it if there's an image, add the image, else passing this default image for me. So now we're going to be calling this image underscore URL instead of image.url. So that's now what we are going to use here. So I think that is that. So let's try to refresh now. Nice. Now our image is displaying. Our image of cars is displaying. Now we have image, and this is looking nice. So let's go down to other posts, our default post, and as you can see, now we have a default image of this. For all our posts that don't have image, this will now be default that we're going to be displaying. But I think I need to style this image a little bit. It's looking too bold, and I think I'll need to pause this video and do some styling. I'll get back to you guys. So I just copied and pasted this styling here. So let's see how it looks now. Okay, this is much better now. I think this is better. I like how it's displaying. So So all my previous posts that don't have image, so this will now be the default image that you're going to see in all of them, because when we were creating them initially there was no image there, so I gave you that default. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this and go paste that in my article.html. I think this is where I have the image too. I'll paste it right here, and I think this is okay. So let's go to continue reading, and this is what we have here. So in my article you can see the image of the car. Maybe you can read about, I don't know, maybe if the author typed anything here about cars, you can see I even gave it a like here. So that's all I have for this video. Now you can see that the image is displaying here in our article.html, and in our home too it is displaying there. If you go to the ones with the default and you read, images are here. This is nice, and this is all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.